what's up? First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Rick Epps, and I am the professor for American government. I want to welcome you to this spring semester. Um, we have a busy spring, but an exciting spring, especially after the presidential elections and all the things that are swirling around. It's a good time to have some discussion and dialogue, which I look forward to. And I think you're going to learn a lot in the class. And just want to take this moment to say hello, tell you a little bit about the class just for a quick minute before we jump into the next video, which will be the orientation video. And please do not go anywhere or start anything until you see the orientation video. It will help guide you and walk you through all the various aspects of the class. Try to do it pretty quick so that way you don't have to spend a lot of time. I know, most people don't like to have more than 5 or 10 minutes in a video, so I'll try and be uh, expeditious in my attempt to try to show you where things are. Um, but again, I want to hope you've had a good break. I know some of you probably did the winter session. Some of you may have been off since the fall. So if you've been off since the fall, it's going to take a minute to kick the tires and get you going again, and that's okay. So um, for those of you who are online, I would say that it's important that you be disciplined, stay on top of the due dates, make sure you know what's going on, do the readings, do the discussions. Don't use AI because it'll blow up in your face. I really want to know what you think, and it's very easy to spot. And we have AI detectors, which um, I don't really like to use, but it's just don't put yourself in that position. I just really want a very human response from you on the questions that are asked from the videos that you watch, which I'll discuss a little bit later in the orientation. But my goal here is really not to unload everything about American government on you. It's really for you to understand what's important for you as a citizen, or even if you're not a citizen, to understand American government and how it works. So I really take the sort of what I call the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid, right? And that's basically giving you the basics of understanding how American government works, the important aspects of it. I do a lot of historical stuff because I want you to sort of understand how we got to be where we are and some of the controversial things that confront us as a democracy, or some semblance of a democracy, or whatever that looks like, whatever that really means. Um, and I look forward to having those discussions with you. Look forward to you learning, and learning and growing a little bit, because it's not a democracy unless you participate, not just by voting, but by voting consciously and understanding what it is to vote, and the responsibility of voting, and voting for things that help you and voting for things that don't help you. And part of that, in the context of that, is recognizing your place in this voting system, and recognizing that while it's important that you vote for things that are relevant for you, that it really is not just about you, that it really is about the people around you, even people who don't look like you, who don't think like you. It's really about understanding that even if you have a different view of the world, to learn how to respect other people's views, and to also make sure that we protect the rights of others, just like your rights are protected, that we have no right to take the rights of other people away in this democracy either. And that it's really an important asset, important essence of really what makes this democracy possibly work, especially with all the things that are pulling against it. Um, and we'll talk about a little bit more of those things later on, but some of the things that are pulling on it now, certainly money. Money has become more important than people in a lot of aspects. So we will set aside doing possibly the right thing, or even the rule of law, just for the acquisition of wealth. So it really is important to recognize, though, that while we can sit back and complain about various things that happen, or various issues that happen in the country, 330 million of us, so things aren't going to be perfect. But I would say to you, though, that part of the reality is recognizing that when we point the finger at the people, say in Congress, who aren't doing their job or whatever, or we think they're not doing their job, remember, you have three fingers pointing back at you as well, right? So, yeah, right, remember three fingers like that, like three, right? Okay. So the reality is that they don't sit in those seats unless we elect them. And the only way that we can make sure that they are looking out for the interests of the people, is by virtue of making sure that we vote consciously and vote in the interest of the general public, not just for our own personal wants and needs. While hopefully we benefit as a collective because of those things, um, but also recognizing how we're as human beings that we are wired. We're group animals, and we usually like to come together. But it's ironic that we let little things like the color of our skin or gender or sexual orientation drive us apart. And I use the old adage of it's like divide and conquer. You know, they divide us and have us divided so we don't stand together. We have liberals over here, conservatives over here. They want you to be a Democrat or Republican or something else, and they're always trying to sell you on something. Well, you know, purposely it's done that way, and it's a lot of information out there for you to absorb, and how you get your information or where you get it is really important. Um, and I'm going to challenge you on some of these things. You know, how many of you, actually have a news app on your phone to be able to look at what's going on in the world? And if you do, which app do you have? Because it may be feeding you nonsense and not real information. Because most people don't bother to look and see who's qualified to give them or provide the information that they're taking in as being real or the truth. And so a lot of times these people are not even political scientists like myself. They may be somebody who's a journalist or somebody who has a communication studies degree and has no background or real emphasis in political science. And so yet, if they have a million followers, we'll listen to them before we listen to the expert in the field. Uh, so, we have a democracy supposedly in some ways. Can it be better? Absolutely, but it's not going to get better without you. And there's some things that we need to address. And the way we're looking today is very concerning to me and a lot of my colleagues. And so we'll talk about some of those things. If you're in my hybrid class, you'll get a different view because we have a live course. The rest of you will have your own version of it based on whether you're online. Um, and a lot of you will be taking in the second session too. So wherever you're at in this, I look forward to engaging you, and I will see you as the semester starts. I hope you have a great semester, and I'm available. Hit me up anytime. You can send me a message through the inbox on Canvas, or call me, and I'll be happy to get back to you within 24 hours. If there's any emergencies, please let me know. All about helping my students. I'm a student first faculty, but I will tell you that I expect you to be able to communicate with me. Let me know when things are up, with you and you're dealing with stuff. I'm all about trying to support my students. I know there's a lot of realities people deal with, but I need to know what's going on ahead of time, not after the fact. And then the last thing I'll say is just, give me your best effort. I believe in quality of work, not quantity of work. So I think what I'm asking in my class and the structure of my class is built around giving you the best opportunity to do well. But I also want to make sure that you maintain the standard that I expect of you, and that is being ethical and doing the right thing and not cheating and not doing things that by using AI to try to get over in the class. So I will respect your opinion no matter what it is, but I want your opinion, not the AI's opinion. And I do recognize, by the way, that AI does have a lot of positive aspects. When your discussions that you do for this class, I don't want you to use it. Let's see. If you're in my class, I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday in class, and I'm excited to meet all of you. And let's have a great semester. All right. You guys take care. I'll see you next in the orientation videos, and make sure you go there first. Don't go anywhere else in the modules. Okay. Thanks. Take care, you guys. Bye.